Guys, The Mandalorian, oh my god, that finale, there's no words for it. There's just no words. Mandalorian Season 2 just ended with its finale called The Rescue, directed by Peyton Reed and written by Jon Favreau, and it's excellent. It's some of the best Star Wars I've seen in such a long time. I cried, I laughed, I felt so emotional the entire time, and I want to continue talking about this episode, but this video will contain spoilers, so if you have not seen it, go check it out real quick, come back to the video, and we'll talk some spoilers. So, before we start moving on to any plot details, any heavy things, is Boba Fett a Mandalorian or not? Because throughout history and throughout me growing up, I heard he was Mandalorian originally, then it got retconned, and then it was canon, then it was like retconned, and then this show, 2 episodes ago, he said how his dad was a Mandalorian, Jango Fett, and he's a foundling, so that kind of makes him a Mandalorian. But then when they meet with Bo-Katan in this episode, she says you're not a Mandalorian. So I'm confused, like, what is what? Like, do I need Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to give me a whole book on Star Wars? Because I am very confused about that. But anyways, let's move on to the actual plot of the show. So we open up this episode with Boba, Mando, So we open up this episode with Boba and Mando going into a bar to go locate Bo-Katan and Koska Reeves. And I realize there's a lot of O's and a lot of A's. Boba, Mando, Koska, Bo. That's kind of funny. Boba and Mando talk to Bo-Katan and they let him know the plan to save Grogu. She doesn't really want to be with it, so they walk away. And then she just starts judging Boba Fett out of nowhere, saying how he's not a Mandalorian and how she's heard his voice many times before because he's a clone. And I was like, man, that is rude, dude. You didn't even know this guy. Like, chill out. Anyways, that comes to a fight with the other Mandalorian. She's with Koska Reeves, and they start fighting for no apparent reason. Like, what if Boba Fett killed her? Where would the show have gone? I actually want to know. Ryan Johnson, write that down. So, fast forward into the episode. The crew gets onto Moff Gideon's ship. Bo-Katan, Koska Reeves, Cara Dune, and Fennec all run out first, clearing all the stormtroopers for Mando. As that's going on, Boba Fett is misleading some TIE fighters, and then he just yeets out of there like, I don't want to be there at all. Now I'm like, where did Boba Fett go? He could have helped so much, but whatever. After that happens, Mando goes into the ship a little deeper and finds the Dark Troopers, but he's a little too late. Moff Gideon already set him off. Mando manages to close the door, but one does break through the door and fights him. And it's a really cool scene where the Dark Trooper grabs his helmet on the wall and just starts pounding his helmet multiple times. It reminded me of in Batman vs. Superman, when Batman was punching Superman's face. I shouldn't be talking about that crap, but you know, I'm not comparing it to Star Wars, I'm just comparing the scene. Anyways, so the Dark Trooper's bashing Mando's head in, and it's a really cool scene, and then Mando decides to light it on fire, but droids don't work like that, so he fails, and the droid's like, I don't know what to do anymore, and just throws him on the floor. I feel like if that was a human, he would have just like maybe broke his legs or something, but I guess that droid is like kind of useless. Because then Mando just grabs the Beskar spear and just stabs him in the neck. And I'm like, Mando could do that to all of them. But Mando ends up ejecting them from the ship. It's a cool scene. But as I was watching it, I was like, they could easily just fly back because they're droids and not people. So we'll see what happens if they're a major threat throughout. I was kind of disappointed for a second, but then the finale makes that scene 20 million times more better. After the battle with the droid and Mando, Mando heads over to save Grogu and lo and behold runs into Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon holding Grogu hostage with the Darksaber right over his head. They start talking about what the Darksaber means to Mandalorians, but Mando doesn't care about the Darksaber. He's not there for that. Bo-Katan is, but he's not. He's there for the child. So he lets Moff Gideon know, I just want the kid. So he gets the kid. As he's reaching for the kid, Moff Gideon starts attacking him. They have this really cool fight scene. I thought it would last a little longer just because Moff Gideon has been like the staple villain for the series so far. So I was really excited to see this Darksaber fight, but it was like 30 seconds and Moff Gideon gets clapped. Like Mando just destroys him with that spear. So like I said in the beginning, Dark Troopers come back, and they came back. They're droids that can easily fly back. They fly back. Everyone is on the bridge. They don't know what's about to happen. Moff Gideon's teasing him, saying that they're all going to be dead except for him and the child, and that they're going to fail. But lo and behold, they close the doors, and they're just waiting. They're just waiting for them to get through and kill them all. It's really intense. And then you see this. So earlier in the season, Grogu was taken to the mountain to reach out through the Force to see if any Jedi would come to him. So we all had our theories. Will it be Ezra? Will it be Cal Kestis? Will it be Luke? I never thought in the world that Luke Skywalker would be in this show. I thought maybe Ezra and Cal, because we've been getting Ahsoka and Bo-Katan from these other animated series. So I was like, never in the million years will we get Luke. And that went through my mind. I was like, who has an X-Wing? It is Luke Skywalker. We see this Jedi get out the ship. We see him in a cloak. I was like, I think it's Luke. He walks. You see his hand with the glove. It's freaking Luke. It's Luke by, like, there's no way it's not Luke. You see his other hand. It's a human hand. You see the green lightsaber. It is Luke Skywalker. He is in the series. He's coming to get Grogu. And it's insane. He goes after all of the Dark Troopers, destroys them. He basically gets his own Vader scene, and it is crazy. Mando and all the others are like, what is happening? Is that a Jedi? And he's just mowing through these Dark Troopers. He gets his own elevator scene too. Just resembles the Darth Vader scene in Rogue One, where he's standing at the end of the hallway and ignites a saber as he's breathing. Luke gets an elevator where the elevator opens, brings out the saber, just wrecks them all. If we use this as the Force pull, uses Force push, crushes a whole droid. It is sick. It's something that I've always wanted. It's what I wanted to see from Luke since I was a kid. Do all these cool things because of the new special effects that they did not have back in the day in Star Wars. So to see that now is insane. For fans like me, for fans like you watching this video, it is so beautiful to see that Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, all these writers and directors care about the source material and want to give us a little fan service, but make our characters great again. So after all the coolness of the episode, we get to the serious realization that Grogu has to leave with Luke to get trained to become a Jedi eventually, I guess. And it's really sad. Mando picks up Grogu and gives him his permission to leave. He says, don't be afraid. You're going to be safe. Then he takes off his helmet. Grogu starts touching his face, and it's such a touching scene about a father and son, essentially. That's what this whole series is about, a father and son, and what the father will do for the son at any moment in time. He'll protect him with his life. And it's so heartfelt to see him send him off, and it really hit me. It hit my family when we were watching it, just tears all around. It's such a story you can apply to anything in your life. And to see it in a Star Wars world, and we care about the characters, the character development is great, and we're over here crying for this. I haven't felt like that in Star Wars in a long time. Maybe since Luke saw the Force ghosts of Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Anakin. That was such a deep, heartfelt moment for me. And now to see something like this, and this gets me all teared up too, it's just beautiful. Long time. It hit me in so many different areas. It made me laugh. It made me cry. It made me so excited. It fulfilled everything I want Star Wars to be. And I want it to make me feel like a kid again. And it succeeded in that. The Mandalorian Season 2 gets a 10 out of 10. This series is just going off the rails. It's doing different things that we've never seen in Star Wars. Doing some same things like cliches and stuff, but changing it. It's changing the game of Star Wars and what Star Wars should be. I have so many favorite characters in this series than I do in the sequel trilogy series we just got. That just shows how much more powerful this show is than these multi-million-dollar movies. So that's it. That's the end of my Mandalorian Season 2 review. This is my first video of many. Be ready for more videos coming soon. If you like this, like, comment, subscribe, and bend on. The Mandalorian season 2 just ended with its finale called Josh Favreau.
Alright, we're sticking with the first take.
So we open up the episode with Boba and Mando going to a bar to go get Bo-Katan and her associate Mandalorian. Her associate Mandalorian.